Cottage cheese has long been considered a staple in the world of healthy eating, often touted as a low-calorie, high-protein food that fits perfectly into a balanced diet. It's commonly recommended by dietitians, athletes, and influencers alike for its benefits in muscle repair and weight management. But the truth is, cottage cheese might not be the health food it's cracked up to be, especially when you delve into the nutritional pitfalls and the broader trend of overemphasizing certain foods in a pursuit of wellness. The appeal of cottage cheese lies primarily in its protein content. It's cheap, accessible, and often marketed as an essential part of a high-protein diet, particularly for those aiming to build muscle or maintain a lean physique. But the reality is more complex and perhaps less ideal. Cottage cheese, like many other foods in the protein craze, is heavily processed and high in sodium, both of which can negatively impact long-term health. While it may seem like a good option for those looking to boost their protein intake, the high sodium content can lead to various health issues, including hypertension and cardiovascular strain. For anyone already consuming a diet high in processed foods, cottage cheese can significantly contribute to an unhealthy sodium overload. The obsession with protein has become a cultural phenomenon in recent years, often to the point of overcompensation. Protein has been marketed as a miracle nutrient, yet the truth is that most people, especially in Western countries, already consume more than enough protein through their regular diets. Many health experts argue that the widespread panic over protein deficiency is exaggerated, and that the focus should instead be on balance, variety, and the quality of foods consumed. Unfortunately, this protein obsession has led to a glut of highly processed, protein-enriched products flooding the market, including protein shakes, bars, and yes, cottage cheese-based snacks. As Jessica Gross notes in her piece, once she bought into the protein trend, she found herself eating an egg bake with cottage cheese every day. While the dish itself wasn't terrible, the downside was clear. It lacked the vibrant, fresh appeal that real whole foods offer. This highlights the fundamental problem with highly processed foods like cottage cheese. They often offer little more than a processed version of what might be achieved with whole, unprocessed alternatives. It's easy to get caught up in the belief that these convenient protein options are the answer to a balanced diet, but over time, they leave you feeling unsatisfied and disconnected from real nourishment. Moreover, the rapid rise in the popularity of protein-heavy diets has, in many ways, fueled a culture of excess. It's not uncommon to see individuals obsessively tracking every gram of protein they consume, overlooking the fact that eating a diet exclusively focused on one macronutrient can lead to nutrient imbalances. These diets, which often prioritize protein at the expense of other important nutrients, might inadvertently contribute to deficiencies in vital vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. While cottage cheese can certainly contribute protein, it does so at the expense of other key nutrients, making it an incomplete choice for long-term health. As Gross also points out, much of the protein-focused marketing is directed toward an audience of highly educated, often wealthy individuals who may not even need the protein supplements they are buying. This irony is compounded when considering the environmental impact of increasing demand for animal-based protein, whether it's through cottage cheese or meat products. The resources required to produce these protein-rich foods, such as the environmental cost of dairy farming, are significant and often ignored in the race to sell the next big health trend. Additionally, there's the issue of gastrointestinal discomfort. As anyone who has indulged in protein-heavy foods knows, the gastrointestinal issues that can arise are not trivial. Cottage cheese, while being a dairy product, can cause bloating, discomfort, and even digestive distress for people who are lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy. This further complicates the seemingly healthy allure of cottage cheese, especially when you factor in that many of the products marketed as health foods, like protein bars and shakes, are often riddled with artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and other additives that can exacerbate digestive problems. In an era where food trends rapidly shift, it's important to recognize that cottage cheese, much like other superfoods, is part of a larger, often misguided narrative about what is truly beneficial for our health. While it can be part of a balanced diet, its place in the world of health and wellness may be overstated. The obsession with protein as the cornerstone of a healthy diet overlooks the importance of whole, nutrient-dense foods, and the potential consequences of focusing too much on one macronutrient at the expense of others. Ultimately, the reliance on cottage cheese and other highly processed protein-rich foods as staples in our diets is part of a larger problem of food overconsumption, especially if foods marketed as healthier than they truly are. Instead of falling for the latest food trends or believing that protein is the be-all and end-all of nutrition, we should be focusing on holistic, whole food-based diets that prioritize variety, balance, and sustainability. Cottage cheese might not be bad in the strictest sense, but when consumed in excess or in place of more balanced options, it certainly doesn't live up to the health hype it's often given. As with all things in nutrition, moderation and variety are key, something that many of today's food trends overlook.